Howdy, howdy, fellow movie fans, and welcome back into another edition of the Let's Go Movie Watchers podcast, brought to you by those Davies boys, which would be us, Evan, and Dylan Davies. We're finally in your element, Dylan.
Yeah, finally in the season that I care about.
It's Oscars season. We're going to be doing kind of an Oscars prediction show here. We're not going to go through every single category. We're going to highlight some categories we might think are worthwhile to discuss. But we're really going to be talking headlines and the big six awards. Dylan, you've said it 1,000 times. What are our big six awards, though?
Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress.
Correct. So that's your big six that we're going to be talking about. So I've also compiled the betting odds on the big six as well. So we'll get into that as a kind of a predictor to see what's going to happen, because as everybody should know by now in this world, Vegas always knows. Vegas always knows something that you don't. Okay.
There's usually at least one surprise, not always in the top six.
Right.
But there is usually one big surprise that just seems random.
Right.
But I will say, like, a lot of the more technical stuff seems to be almost decided already.
Chalk.
So,
okay.
The only one that's kind of up for grabs still is, I would say, the writing awards, because the Writers Guild awards haven't happened yet.
Okay. As of recording, they happen on
yes.
I think
Sunday? It must be Sunday, yeah, this week. But those usually are a pretty good predictor of what's going to win. There's already a pretty good picture of what's going to win the screenplay awards, but that is one big thing that hasn't happened yet.
I am interested to see how that's going to go down. So let's talk our big headlines first before we go into the categories. It's seemingly, with the sweep that he has been doing, is this finally the year for PTA? And I use finally in quotation marks, because let's be honest,
say
a lot of people, even when I looked at Vanity Fair, Variety, at their predictions, they're like, we don't really like hearing is it finally the time for so-and-so, because it kind of discounts what they did in the past, plus it discounts what people are doing now. But is this kind of finally the year for PTA?
I'm fine with saying finally winning, because that's just showing that he's been consistently good for so long.
Right.
I would say if he didn't win, that would be the biggest shock of the night.
For Best Director?
More than anything winning Best Picture or anything winning Best Actor, that would be the biggest shock to me if he didn't win.
Right. So to put that in context, he has won Best Director at the Golden Globes, the Critics' Choice Awards, the BAFTAs, the Producers Guild, and the Directors Guild up to this point. And I'm assuming the Writers Guild will vote on that as well.
The Writers Guild only does screenplays.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So I don't know if Paul Thomas Anderson wrote the screenplay for One Battle After Another.
It's an adapted screenplay, but I would assume he did.
Yeah. Let me see if I have some notes down here. Yes, he did write. He's the lone writer on it, so he would win technically if he got adapted screenplay.
I mean, he did write for that screenplay one of Ab and I's favorite vocal stems now, which is "Hi Prick." That is the high point of that movie for me, is "Hi Prick." Even though that whole movie is great, I finally had a chance to watch it.
It's fantastic.
And so it is one of two movies that I think really could make a push for my top 100 from 2025. And then I thought,
it's not surprising.
I just saw another one that I'm actually really, really fond of here. Everyone joining in the chat, thanks for joining us. If you have any opinions, go into it. As always, we are live on Twitch recording this one.
I want to hear people's ranking for the Best Picture stuff.
Yeah, unfortunately, how many have you gotten to see for Best Picture, Yo?
So I have seen all of them except Marty Supreme, Sentimental Value, and The Secret Agent.
So you've seen 7 of the 10?
Yeah, I just watched Hamnet last night.
Oh, you finally got to watch it. How'd you feel about it?
Yeah, I bought it on Blu-ray because it came out yesterday. I loved it.
Good. Good deal.
I wasn't. It's not my favorite of the Best Picture nominees, but it's the one that I was most moved by.
Okay, interesting. Now, I just think with the PTA stuff and the finally, I don't inherently think that is a problem if someone is shown a level of work that deserves to be recognized. It to me, like when DiCaprio finally wins for The Revenant, you're like, what does this guy have to do to win? You know, and he finally gets one.
Yeah.
And so I view it more like that. It's the same way as if, I'm sorry to always bring it to football or one of my few things, but if Josh Allen finally gets over the hump, it'll be the exact same thing for the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. Hey, he finally did it, as opposed
Mhm.
to very much like John Elway back in his career, where he waited till the last 2 years of his career to win a Super Bowl, even though he had been in multiple Super Bowls prior to that. It's just, can he finally get the job done? And PTA is a guy where I don't know how much of PTA's work I've actually watched. I went through his IMDb and I was like, oh wow, I haven't really watched much of his stuff. I hold him in high regard from just the clips that I've seen and the
Mhm.
discussion I've I've observed and listened to, but he's never someone whose work I automatically had to go to. One Battle After Another was the first time I was like, I really should check this out. And then word of mouth just kind of took over on One Battle After Another.
Yeah, he has a lot of great movies.
The only thing is his biggest competition this year by far is Ryan Coogler. It's the only other person who has a
Yeah.
legitimate argument, probably. Because I know Chloe Zhao is in the
Yeah,
category. All due respect
doesn't
to
have a
Chloe
chance.
Zhao, there's one person that has a true fighting chance, and it's Ryan Coogler.
This is what's going to happen at the awards. Either Sinners is going to sweep everything, which I'm not saying is impossible, but it's unlikely,
Right.
or there's going to be a widespread of things.
Right.
Because if a movie does catch on, like Anora did last year, where it just ended up sweeping almost everything, like it is possible that Sinners could do that, considering it got 16 nominations.
Right. So that actually takes me to topic number two the big headlines, so to speak, I wanted to talk about. I have a mini headline attached to this one as well. Sinners, 16 nominations for a film. It's the most a film has ever gotten at the
Mhm.
Oscars. Granted, it would be 15 in a traditional year. They've included a new
Yes.
category, which I'm not saying they added that category just for Sinners. I'm sure this has been in discussion for a long time and people have wanted it because there's other
Yeah.
awards like this at other award shows that do really well. But if there was ever an award that was tailor made the first year to be won by a movie, it is Sinners for casting.
It's weird because I'm not sure what this best casting is going to entail.
Right.
It's kind of up in the air at the moment of like, it's kind of experimental, where maybe 5 years down the line, we're like, oh, okay, this is what the criteria are.
Right. Because couldn't because if people are thinking it's just ensemble, then why not name it the ensemble? Like best ensemble.
Which they have at the Actors Award.
And I think that's a better choice if you're looking for just the ensemble piece. I think that'd be a great way, again, to try to liven up the show with popular movies. That's a way you get in Avengers or something like that does a good job where you can say, guys, we can throw them a bone now because they have 6 or 7 actors that are doing a really high end job here as opposed to one actor kind of carrying a movie. Having said that, I'm not saying that's what it should be, but that would be a really great way for them to do that. When you say
Yeah,
casting,
it's not going to turn into that.
right.
Just because I know what the Oscars are. Like, they never turn into audience friendly stuff.
Yeah, and that's the shame of it is had you just had one award like that, you could say, "Hey, best they earned it as a team," kind of thing.
The only one that I think could do that is stunts, which gets added next year.
Oh, stunts gets added next year. Okay, I didn't know that. That's nice. I think
It's either
that's
next
cool.
year or the following year, but I'm pretty sure it's next year.
It's going to be interesting to see because also what movies actually get to do stunts on that wide of a scale that could be nominated, and how
Well,
do
the
you
one that
constitute that?
I can't remember what award show it was, but Mission Impossible won some kind of stunt award. Maybe the BAFTAs did it. I can't remember, but it was definitely Mission Impossible
Oh yeah,
that won.
that's tailor made for Mission
Yeah.
Impossible. But going back, Sinners is nominated for 16 awards, which is the most a film has ever gotten. And all the categories that it's in, I think it is a worthy nomination from what I can see. I broke it down to where I have I have broken down into how many categories I think they can win or will win, but I think can is the operative word. Where I think they are either the favorite or a very heavy choice to get it.
Mhm.
And then I also put in a category of I think they have a shot to win. It's not out of the realm of possibility, but it's probably not they're not the favorite for. And then I have a category of hey, they're nominated, but they ain't winning kind of thing. Tell me where you think I'm going wrong on this one, or what you think. I'll start with what I think they have a shot to win. I think they could win Best Picture. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I think it's possible.
Mhm.
I think they're the only. I think Sinners and Coogler is the only movie that has a possibility to take out PTA and director. I think they have a shot to win Best Actor, and I think those odds just went up a lot higher after the actor
Yes.
awards.
Yes.
I think they do have an outside chance at a surprise for supporting actress, and I can talk about that more in the
Well, she
odds of the
just
Big
won.
Six.
Yeah, she just won BAFTA, I think.
Oh, I didn't know she won the BAFTA. That makes my case even easier. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Um, Makeup and hairstyling, I think they got a shot. I don't know how good of a shot because there are some big heavy hitters that would be
I
good for a
would
makeup
be
category.
I would be amazed if Frankenstein didn't win that.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying they did enough ensemble stuff with like the vampires and all and like the period hairstyling that I'm like, there's a chance, but I would be shocked if it wasn't Frankenstein. And then visual effects, I think they have a outside chance because only out of fatigue, but I think it's Avatar all day long.
It if Avatar doesn't win, it's robbery. Honestly, like say what you want about that film franchise, the visual effects are always top notch, and they're always upping the game in terms of stuff they can achieve.
Right.
Like they're creating stuff that was not a thing before. So
Right. No, I
it'd be a
fully
shame if it
understand that.
didn't win.
It's more so we have seen in the past things that deserve to win in technical categories due to fatigue or not
Yeah,
wanting to give the same thing to the same people over and over and over again. We could see that happen, which is why I put it in shot. I love Sinners, as you know. But let's be honest here. Come on now. Like, I think visual effects is supposed to be the Avatar award. Because
mhm.
as much as I would say Fire and Ash was as meh as it got for me, where I have a slightly positive view on it, I can't argue the fact that it absolutely is breathtaking, and I would say it deserves to win. I only put it in the shot category because I think there is the possibility that voters finally go, "Haven't we done this for Avatar twice? Let's just
Yeah.
move on."
They did a breakdown of all the visual effects nominated. Corridor Crew did on YouTube,
Yeah,
and they were also saying like if Avatar doesn't win, that doesn't make sense.
right.
Although I will say there's one on here, The Lost Bus, which is like all about like a wildfire. It's a Netflix movie, I think,
Oh, interesting.
and it has surprisingly great effects.
Oh,
I was
okay.
watching it during their episode. I was like, huh, never even heard of that movie.
Well, wouldn't it be interesting if Netflix, instead of making a bunch of stuff that all had little highlights, what if they made a few things that everything was good?
And that's the weird thing is I've never heard of that movie, and it has Matthew McConaughey in it.
It's wild how many of those streaming movies happen now. It's
Yeah,
wild. It's ridiculous. Which, by the way, we should probably touch on the fact that we got a new deal in place. It's no longer Netflix, it's
Eh,
Paramount.
not much better, but okay.
I think it's honestly worse.
I don't think it's worse. I think it is better, but
My issue is this.
they better up their game in terms of streaming service because Paramount is by far the worst.
It's a terrible user interface. It's a terrible streaming service. What I only my thing is this. My gravest concern is censorship. And if there's one person who has shown they can't handle doing anything and they want everything censored to what they tailor make, it's David Ellison. And I don't like that whatsoever. And I certainly don't want any bullshit when we get into stuff like Harry Potter, DC, or other classic stuff that Warner Brothers has. I certainly don't want to get into this garbage of like, well, you didn't put you went too liberal with it, so we're not going to let you do it. It's like fuck off. No. Where
We'll see.
I
I
know
don't think that's going
I
to
know
happen,
for a
but
fact that Netflix will just let you make a movie. They have stupid parameters on their movies, don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
they'll let you make the movie that you want to make.
sort of.
So that's where I was like, I don't love that. But I wish this whole thing would fall through. It should fall through, in my opinion, but unfortunately, we have a corrupt government that's going to let it go through. So,
What can you do?
what can you do on that one? But going back on Sinners, I think they have 9 categories. I think they would be considered at least a heavy favorite in. OG screenplay, I don't think it's close. I think that's Sinners.
Once the Writers Guild happens, it'll almost, if Sinners does win, it'll be nailed on that it's going to.
Right.
Which is funny because I think that's the weakest part of Sinners is the screenplay.
Really?
For some reason, I always see through Ryan Coogler's writing. Like, there's something about it where it takes me out of the movie a little bit.
Interesting.
Where it's just like, and I noticed it on the one scene where they're all in the car,
Yeah.
and it just very much feels like, okay, we need to introduce every character with at least one piece of information, and that's what they do during that scene. It's
Okay.
just something I see through, but
Feels a little checklisty to you?
yeah,
Okay. Casting, I think this is Sinners category to lose because I just
that's like because we don't know what it is.
yeah.
I would agree.
I don't know what the fuck it means
Is
because
it going to be what actors fit the movie the best? Is it how do they work as an ensemble? Is it everything all together? All those things.
right because
We don't know.
you're very correct on that because I have like what the fuck is this category? Because if it was ensemble, it's not a question. It's Sinners, but we don't know if this is an
Does
ensemble award.
it does budget go into any kind of effect during it? It's
Yeah.
like some movies really pull off a lot of amazing stuff with a small budget. I don't know.
Well, also like look at how many big things in the past were won by casting by doing choices that people didn't think they'd be able to get. Like, look how legitimized Batman is by '89's Batman is by Jack Nicholson. Is that what you mean by casting? That you got an outside person to do Batman that you weren't expecting, and you got a heavy hitter to be the Joker? Is that what it means? Does it mean it's a big ensemble? Because if it's ensemble, like then something like Lord of the Rings back in the day would be perfect for that. What does it mean? Like what the fuck does it mean?
Yeah, I'm just looking to see if they announced any kind of
Criteria.
yeah.
I am very confused by what it actually means to be best casting, but that's just me. I mean, I think the other thing I'm not quite understanding is without criteria to the public, why announce this award? It's not the same as when you said best stunts are coming next year. Everyone can tell you, well, most impressive stunt work. Got it.
Yeah, that's not very that's not a ethereal thing. It's a
No.
very practical. Okay, so this is what I'm reading on Gold Derby at the moment.
Okay.
Um, a bake-off in Academy parlance is the process by which voters view short reels of each work in contention, highlighting the casting process and particularly the casting director's involvement in that. The reels will include both selected scenes, up to 5 minutes, as well as short Q&A with each casting director.
What?
Sequels will not be treated any differently than an origin. Um,
What? This makes no sense. What are you getting from this? From this
I
summary of criteria, what do you think this award is?
I think it's going to be, considering the entire Academy votes on it, I think it will be some sort of um, who fits the most with what they're in
That's dangerous, man.
and how they play off each other. That'd be my assumption. I don't know.
That's a really dangerous category. Like who fits what is such a
That's the thing. There's a
subjective
lot of,
thing.
I mean, best actor, that's a very subjective thing too.
But well, at least we have
Yeah,
some
that
we have some
5 years
information to
down the
go off of.
line, 5 years down the line, we'll know exactly what
It's just
best
even
casting
the
means.
criteria is just way too an amorphous blob of what. At first, when they first, I was like, "Is this a casting director award?" Because then
Tech
I'd be
Technically,
like,
yes.
that's something where I'm like, okay, fine, I get it, because I think casting directors have been one of those. They've been one of the positions in film that have always kind of been overlooked, and they're super important. I mean, I'm sorry to bring it back to Marvel, but Sarah Finn or Sarah Hallie Finn, however, which I've heard it both ways, she has been crucial to the success of Marvel because she has cast every single one of Marvel's pictures through so many phases of their stuff and found the right person for every single role. So if you were saying this is a casting director award, it'd be like, yeah, very valid. Or, I go back to a lot of films that I appreciated and loved back in the day, and I can say their casting director was phenomenal. And that's one of the unsung heroes of their film.
So the people who are actually nominated for this award are just casting directors. And you can only have up to two, apparently, which seems odd. But you would think if there's casting directors, it doesn't matter how many. Okay, so this is off the LA Times, and it says in Academy Awards terms, casting refers to the process by which casting directors work with a film's director and producers on creative consideration and selection of the actors who make up the ensemble. That can include discovering new actors, assembling ensembles with a particular chemistry, or managing large and complex casts across locations or age range.
Yeah, that's Sinners written all over it.
But I would also say that kind of fits one battle after another
It does
because you have a
too.
lot of great actors that really weren't in much before.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing is it's where do you go with it? It's an interesting one. Going back with that Sinners thing, I've got OG screenplay, casting. I think they have a real chance to win cinematography. I think they have a real chance to win production design. I think that's theirs to lose, frankly, is production.
Production design?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I People see Del Toro and immediately think aesthetic. So that's why I'm like, it's pretty much his to lose whenever he gets nominated
Right.
for it, no matter the movie.
I thought costume design they have a real shot for because makeup and hairstyling will probably go the way of Frankenstein, I thought, but costume design looks like it's
Again,
period
I
piece and stuff like that.
I think Frankenstein will win two things, and that's costume and
Makeup and hairstyling.
no production design.
Oh, okay. But not makeup and hairstyling?
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah. Score and song, because I think the movie is just so full of music. I think that's a shoe in that Sinner's going to take both of those.
No
Really?
song. I'd be amazed if Golden didn't win.
Oh fuck, Golden's nominated. I don't know why
Yes,
I poured it. Yeah, Golden's gonna win. Sorry,
it's very annoying.
Golden's gonna
This
win. My
is
bad. My bad. That's an
yeah, this is
oversight on
also
my part. That's an oversight on my part.
that's also like a newer trend that I dislike. Is it seems like they're against nominating multiple songs from one movie.
Yeah.
Because I would say honestly, I don't love K-pop Demon Hunters, but I do think there's better songs in that weren't nominated than some of the nominated
Well, what I
songs.
find interesting is I'm inundated with K-pop Demon Hunters because I work it with the population that movie was made for, and which is called young people, specifically mostly young girls, and they can rattle off every single song. This is not like I look at the big Disney musical type stuff. The kids know the big two songs from the movie. These kids know every goddamn song from that movie. And
It's not
all of them have a
surprising.
different favorite. There is no like Golden's definitely Golden and Takedown are the two they always make me play the most, but they make me
Yeah,
play every song. Like they want Soda Pop. They want a bunch This Is How It's Done. They want all of those songs. And I
yeah,
agree
the
with
one I
you.
like is Free. But
Okay.
that's like a more classical ballad
Yeah.
than it is anything else. Which honestly, that's usually what the Oscars go for
Right.
was ballads. Not so much recently, but and to that point, I think original score. Again, I'd be amazed if it wasn't Sinners.
Yeah. And then but song I just scooted through and I didn't see Golden. Had I saw Golden on there, I would have been like, this is Golden's to lose. I wouldn't have put it in this category. Sound, I think simply because the whole movie's got musical stuff to it, I think just subconsciously they're gonna win sound.
Uh,
I think if F1 can win one category, it might be sound.
I I would pick F1 there, both personal and what I think is going to win.
Okay. And then editing, I was just like, yeah, I think that if anything's going to win editing, it's usually a movie like Sinners. But
Um,
they like that prestige format
I
style of
I
editing.
think I saw. I didn't look it up, but I think I saw that like the editing guild, whatever it is called. I'm not honestly sure. I think one battle after another won that, so it wouldn't surprise me either.
Yeah.
So
It's just funny because I'm looking and I'm like, they're nominated for 16 things, and I wouldn't, with more discussion, I wouldn't be shocked if they only win like four, which is wild. Because I think that's going to showcase in the wrong way for people like, oh, this wasn't fair. Sinners is this or that. I'm like, I just think there's some movies that are tailor made to take out the technical categories that, like, I can look back. I'd have to look back, honestly, again at 2003. But when Return of the King sweeps through all 13 categories, if I recall correctly, when we did that show, there was only like three
mhm,
categories.
11.
I'm sorry, 11. My apologies. When when they swept through all those categories, I think there was only two or three categories that you and I were like, I could see someone else winning. It just wasn't a
Yeah.
strong year for the competition that they had either to take them out. It's not that there wasn't good competition, but it was just in those categories that they were nominated in, there was no one that had a masterful stroke better than they
Mhm.
did. And I think
Yeah.
with one battle after another coming out, you have a big rival in all these other things. The acting awards, you have bigger rivals that have like the more classical Oscar, the performance, as opposed to the like Sinner style. Everyone in there is just kind of cooking at their own level and could be nominated because they have three acting
Yeah.
nominations, but I think they take one, maybe two now that the actress gave it
I
to Wunmi Masaku.
So I have my in terms of predictions, I have them winning four things. But like I said, I could also see them winning 11.
Right,
It all depends on like how much the Academy actually loves Sinners.
right.
'Cause it's like they recognize it 16 times, but that doesn't always mean it's going to win anything because Color Purple was nominated for, I think it was like 10 or 11 awards and it won zero.
Yeah, exactly. I just think Oscar nominated. Also, we've made fun of that in the past in other shows because that's always what is used to kind of bolster movies that are terrible, but they're really
Yeah.
good at one thing.
Suicide Squad, The
Transform, yeah,
Wolfman.
exactly. Like they're nominated, they're Oscar nominees, and you're like, well, like, and someone who's not in the know would be like, oh, it's nominated for an Oscar, it must be okay. And you're like, no, 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 like that's just a marketing ploy to trick you into watching this movie. Don't ever watch those movies; they're terrible. Like,
Yeah.
so I think that's the interesting part of it. And also the nominations. I love Delroy Lindo. He has zero chance of winning that award.
No.
But that was the one where I was like, there is legitimately zero shot he's got to win. And the worst part is, had I not seen the other stuff, I would have fought for it more because I think he's very deserving of a nomination.
Yeah,
But
jumping into the top six, supporting actor is an interesting one because Sean Penn seems to be the favorite now.
yeah,
He's won a couple of things already. But I think he's of the two that are nominated, he's the weaker one to me.
so
Like,
let's go through this quick. I've got the odds on the big six. I have Kelshi and I have DraftKings. Kelshi, you can do right now on your phone. We're not sponsored by Kelshi, unlike every other fucking podcast on the planet. If they want to give us money, we'll gladly pub them. We don't care, because I couldn't care less if people bet. Just do it responsibly and safely. Sean Penn is 78% on Kelshi to win,
wow, okay, that's a lot.
but Kelshi is they have some weird math. It's really strange.
Okay.
But DraftKings, which is far more of a classic style of betting platform, is minus 320. For those that don't know, that is the number you have to bet to get $100. So you'd have to bet $320 to win $100. That's how much they think Sean Penn is going to win.
That is
Whereas
actually surprising.
they have Stellan Skarsgård at the number 2 spot from
Yes.
sentimental value, right?
Yeah, well, that's the one that I like leading up to the nominations. That's the one I heard like everyone thought he was going to win.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, that's kind of weird that the odds have shifted so much.
And so Skarsgård's at 15% on Kelshi, and he's plus 150. So if you bet $100, you would also get an additional $150 plus your bet back if you were to win. And then Delroy Lindo, oddly, is third on Kelshi, which is gives me this is very much a betting platform where they just kind of take people's bets into account. They don't
Mm,
necessarily look at favorites and set odds. Delroy Lindo is third on there with 6%, which tells me there's a lot of people in Sinners just putting money on Delroy Lindo because they like Sinners and they like Delroy Lindo. But from DraftKings, he is by far the least favorited at plus 3,000.
yeah.
So they're telling you if he wins, no one sees this coming because both um, Benicio del Toro and Jacob Elordi are both have higher odds on DraftKings
hmm
than
Jacob
Delroy Lindo.
Elordi did win one of the awards. Can't remember, Critics' Choice maybe, which was surprising because
Interesting.
like of the five, I haven't seen Sentimental Value, but everything I've heard seems like it's great, and Stellan Skarsgård is great in it. So like of the five, that's the weakest to me.
Sure.
But
It's an
eh,
interesting one nonetheless. I think supporting actor, there are two categories where it's at least a race. Everything else, from a betting odds perspective, which is usually pretty good at predicting things, it's not close. So
well, let's jump up to supporting actress
yeah, I got that's one of the two that's competitive.
because really, as of right now, it's between Amy Madigan for Weapons and the one from Sinners.
Wunmi Masaku.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure those are the only two that have actually won anything leading up to the Oscars.
Correct.
Which I mean, it's not always an indicator, but it's usually pretty good.
Right. So Amy Madigan is 44% on Kelshi, which
Oh, by
is
the way, that would be my pick, Amy Madigan.
Okay.
I would love to see a horror movie finally get some
So I was
recognition.
gonna say, well, we should do this. Supporting actor. Who do you think should win? Who's your pick? If you got to cast your vote, who are you picking for supporting actor?
Because I haven't seen Sentimental Value, I would say Benicio del Toro.
I would actually go. I agree with the Sean Penn stuff. Of the three I've seen, of the three performances, because
I don't know.
I would probably do Penn, Lindo, then Del Toro. Only because Del Toro, he shines so well and I love him, but he's actually not in that much of the movie.
Oh no, definitely not.
Sean Penn is such a glue to that whole movie that I just think I think this is Sean Penn's to lose, frankly.
I would agree in terms of the math.
So support. Let's go back to supporting actress. This is the closest race where betting odds still think there is three people that have a true chance. Amy Madigan still leads at 44% on Kelsey. She's plus 135. This is the only category where there is not a favorite in the minuses. So if anything is minus that, that is the obvious favorite for the people. So Amy Madigan's plus 135. Right behind her, they have Tiana Taylor at
Yeah.
plus 150. And she has 29% on Kalshi. And then Wumi Misaku, she's coming up now because of that Actors Award, 24%, and she's only at plus 225. So this is an actual race between three people.
Yeah. I can't
Also, who
remember
else is
which.
nominated in that category?
It's the two from Sentimental Value, Elle Fanning
It's
and
Inga something.
did I write
I'm
it
not. I
down?
just want to be respectful because they clearly
Inga
did good work.
Inga Ibsdottir.
Okay,
Lilialis or something like that.
all right. We're trying to be respectful. We want to nominate, get the people
Some
nominated.
Scandinavian name
Right. It's a very
that I
Scandinavian name.
cannot pronounce.
So yeah, I mean, betting odds say it's Amy Madigan. My pick is Wunmi Masaku from what I've seen. She's just such a. I don't get the Tiana Taylor like overly crazy hype. She's really good
Either.
in one battle after another. I'm not trying to take away her performance. It's very good. But if you put the two I've seen up against each other, I don't think it's close. A lot of the heart and soul of Sinners is Wunmi Masaku.
I'm gonna look up real quick
Tiana Taylor's not the heart and soul of that movie.
how much of the screen time she's actually in
She's barely in anything.
because if she won, okay, she's in 20-ish minutes. Yeah, 20-ish minutes. Which I mean, hey, one of them from 1976 for Network, Beatrice Straight won, and she was in 5 minutes of a movie.
Hey, well,
Weirder things have
what is it?
happened.
Anthony Hopkins is only in how much of
It's
Silence of
like,
the Lambs?
yeah, it's like 18% or something
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
not high. So you don't supporting actress doesn't have to be.
Well, he won Best Actor. That's the weird part.
Yeah, well, that's. I think that's just an outlier performance that's just so
It
good you had to
is.
give it to him. But of the performances I've seen, Muna Misaku would be my pick. I just think she is the heart and soul of that picture, and the whole reason you're kind of rooting for good stuff to happen, she's part of the reason. Like she's a major reason why you're like, please let him go, please let him live, please let him like, please, 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 please. Where Tiana Taylor, I think she does a phenomenal job, but I don't think she is there. Amy Madigan, unfortunately, I haven't seen Weapons yet. I will try to make a point to watch it before we do the. Wait, Dylan and I are still discussing whether we're going to do an Oscars live stream or something like that during it. So,
On my Voodoo. You can watch it for free.
all right, we'll talk. We'll talk about that. But who you got? Amy Madigan in that category?
That's who I want to win, yes.
Okay, because I mean, here's the thing. I think all three of the top favorites are from genre films that are worthwhile to where a genre film's going to win. Because One Battle After Another doesn't have a genre, and it's more of this weird
Yeah.
dramedy.
Well, it's like very 70s,
Yes. And I think that's a lost art now, and PTA is kind of the only one who does it on a regular basis.
pretty much.
So all three of them, and like Sinners has a horror slant, so I'm fine. Like,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm happy about. Now let's go to actress because then we'll go to the next competitive one afterwards. Actress by betting odds, this isn't even close. It's Jessie
What are
Buckley
the
for me to win.
odds?
So she's a 96% on Kelshi, which again, Kelsey's got some weird math. But DraftKings has her at minus 3,500. Like you have to bet $3,500 to make $100 because they're like, she is going to win.
Yes. She literally, it's one of those ones that just sweeps everything. And if she doesn't win, that would be that would actually be the most shocking over PTA not winning.
Because PTA at least has a worthy challenger, you're saying?
Yeah, Jessie Buckley is like I will say because I watched it last night, she completely deserves it.
Okay.
She's phenomenal.
So I will say this. This is going to come out afterwards. Hopefully, I will have seen The Bride and done a review on the channel already with Jessie Buckley as well. I'm excited to see her and Christian Bale together. I think that's going to be really fun in The Bride. The This is how crazy it gets. The next two favorites, Rose Byrne is at plus 1,400, and Emma Stone, the modern day Meryl Streep Emma Stone, is at plus 2,500. Like they are telling you Jessie Buckley is going to win this award.
Yeah.
I have not seen any of these performances. I don't know, but
I've seen only two of them so far. Emma Stone and
oh, you did see Begonia. Oh yeah, you told me you saw Begonia.
yeah,
Like,
it was good. She's good in it, but I wouldn't put her anywhere near Jessie Buckley. So
okay. So let's go. Obviously, not a lot of discussion there. Actor, this is the most competitive one. And for who truly has its shot. Because the only, I like, by true competition of anybody could win, it's supporting actress. But actor, you have this really interesting vibe. Chalamet is 52% on Kelshi, which I don't trust as much, but minus one,
that seems right.
but minus 125 on DraftKings. Michael B. Jordan's at 36% Kelshi, but it's plus 135. So they're telling you we think it's possible. Vegas is telling you we think
Mm-hmm.
it's possible. DiCaprio's third with 7% on Kelshi, and he's plus 1,000. So they don't think it's going to be DiCaprio.
It's not.
I mean, I haven't seen Marty Supreme, and I also will say this: I'm I'm just saying it to be honest because I just had this discussion at work because someone I work with absolutely loves Timothy Chalamet, loves like has seen everything Timothy Chalamet's ever done,
Mm-hmm.
and she's just like, I'm kind of over him right now. Like he's just becoming kind of a douche. I was like, okay, well that whatever, it's not performance based. She's like, no, but honestly, I'm starting to get kind of fatigued by Timothy Chalamet, and I will say I'm getting really fatigued by Timothy Chalamet. I don't know why, because I rarely watch the stuff he's in. I'm just
Eh,
kind of like
going,
I'm just kind of sick of him. I don't know why, and
that
but I'm
happens to
not trying.
everything.
But I'm not also not trying to say he does a bad job at Marty Supreme. Haven't seen it, and I'm assuming it's very good if he's nominated, right? So,
He's the favorite.
but to me, I mean, especially since he's playing the two roles that carry that fucking movie. Obviously,
Good.
Michael B. Jordan is my
Yeah.
guy for Sinners, so
The one thing leaning on Michael B. Jordan's side is that he did win what was formerly the SAG Awards, the Actor Awards, which usually is the biggest indicator.
well, that's the voting body that votes on who best actor is.
Well, no, that's who decides on the nominations. And then everyone can vote for what the actual winner is out of those five.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. But still, a huge part of the voting body that will get him
Yes.
there is going to pick him.
And the people who would be talking about performance the most would be, yeah, the actors.
I just think if there's a time for him to win, it's now. This is the movie if he's going to win. Just because
I feel that way about both of them. So
it's an interesting one. Who you got here?
I think it's going to be Timothy Chalamet.
Okay, and he's going to become even more insufferable to a lot of people.
In terms of who I want to win, it's Leo,
I
which is
will
funny
say
because
my
I
favorite
think
line of the year, as I stated earlier, is now "Hi, prick." Like,
um I actually think Leo is better in One Battle After Another than he is in The Revenant. Yeah,
wow,
I feel like it shows a lot more range.
it is. I think it's a really easy, and this kind of goes to the Chalamet conversation as well, because he's getting there. That I think it's really easy for people to either be fatigued by an actor, or once an actor is given that status of whoa, it's way too easy to take for granted their performances,
Mhm.
and they need a movie kind of just knock you back again to go, oh fuck, I forgot. Like, I think Jack Nicholson did that throughout his career, where every 5 to 10 years you went, oh shit, I forgot this is Jack Nicholson.
Well, he was nominated a lot
Right.
in his early days.
And I think with DiCaprio, it's certainly that, where there's times where I'm like, yeah, it's DiCaprio. He's always great. And it's
Hmm.
too easy to just say he's always great, because it's
Yeah,
correct, because like he's phenomenal and Don't Look Up. But the most I gave that was, yeah, it's DiCaprio. What did you expect? You know,
yeah.
where One
If
Battle
Sean
After Another is insane.
if Sean Penn wins, it'll be his third win.
Okay,
First for supporting actor, but he's won two Best Actor awards:
because what he won for? He won for Milk and something else, right?
Milk and Mystic
I
River.
was gonna say I thought it was Mystic River. So, I mean, it's interesting. It's a competitive race. I'm hoping it's Michael B. Jordan. That's my pick. I've I've been on that pick since I first saw Sinners. Where I just went, this is the guy this year. All right, best director. Kelsey's 91% on PTA, and he's minus 2,500 at DraftKings. So they're telling you
Yeah.
PTA is going to win this. Kugler's the closest. He has 8% on Kelsey, and he's plus 800. So
Yep.
it'd be an
Makes sense.
upset if Kugler wins. My only concern is this does feel like this is Kugler's magnum opus. And
I disagree.
I just think this is by far the best thing he's ever made that I've seen.
I agree with that, but I don't think this is at the end of his career. I don't think everyone's going to say his best movie is Sinners.
That says a lot.
We'll see, but
I mean, granted, he can always make another Black Panther Wakanda Forever and, just shock us all. God, that'd
thank
be
God he
funny.
stopped making Marvel.
Well, I mean, he's the one who elevated Marvel. He helped elevate Marvel to the point where, you know,
Yeah, and it didn't deserve it. Black Panther's not that good.
well,
I'm
we've talked
sorry,
about that.
it's
The
not.
first two acts are great.
Yeah, but if you have a final shitty act, then it kind of ruins your movie.
And then Best Picture, we got 79% on Kelsey, minus 525 on One Battle After Another. Sinners is the next closest and the only one odds wise that has a shot with 16% on Kelsey. It's plus 350. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that Sinners takes it, but everyone's thinking this is One Battle After Another.
I'll illustrate my point with my movies over here.
Mm-hmm.
I have the top row up here is Best Picture winners,
Yep.
and then below it is all the Best Picture nominees that I have so far. And I've already put One Battle After Another in the winners
Okay.
because I'm like, I think it's gonna happen.
I think that's fair. I was battling. I don't know if I can still pick a favorite. That's the crazy part. That's how good One Battle After Another was, where Sinners was locked in as by clearly my favorite movie of 2025. I said that um, in our year in review episode. I think Sinners is incredible. I think I would still give the nod to Sinners as my favorite film of the year, because I just love the vibe of it. I think it says a lot more than One Battle After Another does, but One Battle After Another is so fucking fun that, and it's such a well performed film that I'm like, it has stuff to say as well. So it's not as though it's
Yeah.
empty.
In terms of previous awards, the only one that won anything previously is Hamnet, I think. I think it won because the Golden Globes are fucking ridiculous. They're awful. Consider One Battle After Another a comedy, which Is it sort of? Kinda.
It is.
It's
I
a
would
very
say.
flawed way of looking at it.
Well, what are the categories of the Golden Globes though?
Well, they separate pretty much everything by drama versus comedy.
It should be a drama though. That's dumb.
So Hamnet won a Golden Globe for Best Drama, but that's not saying much.
Interesting. Yeah, it's a weird one. This does seem to be one battle after another's year. It seems like PTA is gonna. I'm not gonna be shocked if PTA wins 3 awards and just by
Yep.
himself for obviously picture is not just by himself, but picture, director, and adapted screenplay. I'm not going to be shocked
Mm-hmm.
whatsoever. So it's going to
Yeah.
be interesting nonetheless to see what's going to happen. I might actually tune into the Oscars for once, so we might actually get to do that live stream, or maybe we'll just talk movies in between shit and then just be like, okay, and up now is here.
Yeah.
But
Also, I want to do a quick shout out to Train Dreams
okay,
because that was like a kind of a fringe movie where it was like it might get nominated, and I watched it on Netflix. It's great. I love it.
okay. Is there any other category you wanted to talk about? Anything you wanted to highlight before we get the hell out of here?
The only other interesting one to me is animated movie, but it's between Zootopia 2 and K-pop. So
I
that's just
would
another
I would
interest.
argue Zootopia 2 over K-pop Demon Hunters, but I think it's a competition.
And Zootopia, the first one won in 2016.
Right.
So
I think K-pop Demon Hunters does deserve to be nominated. This is not one of those times where I'm like, "Oh my god, who cares?" Like why?
I think it's going to win, but there's a outside chance of Zootopia 2.
Well, they got to be golden, so they got to get that. Did you get it?
Oh, also one of the weird things about the broadcast is only 3 of the 5 songs are being nominated or being performed.
Why?
Uh, No idea.
Doesn't that kind of tip off who wins?
Yes, and that's the flaw in the system is like, oh, we're only going to play the ones that people actually know and like.
I don't want to be rude. We've talked about this before. This should just be a 2-day event, and they should do all the technical stuff.
That wouldn't be a bad system of
Or the
doing
other thing,
it.
what I would think would be great is what if you did a 2-night event and you did supporting actor, actress, and director the night before with a bunch of technical stuff. And then you're always telling people, no, there's big stuff here. It's not just like, because I always look at it like they've divided WrestleMania into 2 nights. And then half the best shit, the stuff you're actually excited for, goes over to night one because they need to try to convince you, no, night one is also just as fun as and incredible as night two. But obviously, the creme de la creme goes on night two. So I would say I would do like I would do one actor, actress, one support actor, actress, and director on night one. And night two, I would do best picture and the other 2 acting awards. Split the big 6 up, and then just divide. I would do animated feature on night one. So then you can do that, and you do a bunch of the technical categories, and you have a 2-hour broadcast, and you do all 5 songs on night fucking 2, and you're like,
It's not
we
the worst
know.
idea.
It's just they got to fix this fucking broadcasting system. It's not good. It's just not.
There's definitely flaws, that's for
Definitely
sure.
flaws. Yeah, that's true. I'm also upset because I wanted to try to get Ab in to do red carpet stuff, possibly. Oh wait, no, it's not this weekend. It's next weekend. Just because it's fun to. I remember like years ago on the old iteration of this channel, I had a friend. She did live tweeting of the Oscars for us, where I literally just gave her the access to the Twitter account, and I was like, "You just live tweet any opinion you got, as long as it's not so fucking crazy that I'm gonna have to deal with shit. Go for it." Because I was like, Elle's gonna be more entertaining. Shout out to Elle. Uh, she's gonna be more entertaining with red carpet shit than I am. I'm just gonna make fun of stuff. So, but I think that'd be fun for all of us to do and to do some stuff like that and talk about some previews. So, but look out for that one on the Oscars. Did you get any trivia done for this one, by the way? I gave it to you last minute.
Oh, I can make up some.
Sure. Give me three questions
Okay.
relatively quickly.
How about who do you think has the most Oscars in history?
Who do I? It's Walt Disney, I believe.
Yes, that's correct. I remember the exact amount. I
Isn't it
think
26?
I think it's in the lower 20s
Or
if
it's
I'm.
it's either 22 or 26. I know it's one of those two numbers. I can't remember which number it is.
How about what family has the most nominations?
Oh God, Family has the most nominations because
Think of a very
it's got to be multi generational.
yes, it
And
is.
God, and I don't know well enough some of these families because they're
I'll give you a hint if you can't get
because
it.
the names change. So this is wrong. But my first thought was to go to Barrymore because Barrymore has like multiple generations.
Yes, and it does.
So I was just like, there's a shot, but Drew's never been nominated. That's the end of that one. So what
Think
family?
think music.
It's not the Williams family
Oh,
because John Williams doesn't have any other. It would be
I do
hilarious.
have I have some trivia about him.
Oh, great. But tell me the family because I don't know the family one.
The Newman family. So like
Uh,
Randy Newman, Thomas Newman. That
God.
like there's like six or seven people that were nominated for Oscars. Most of them multiple times. Um, how many decades in a row has John Williams gotten a nomination? You can do the math real quick, I bet.
Well, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 10s. Did he get one in the 60s? I don't think so. He's doing mostly TV in the 60s. I'm going to go five.
Seven.
Damn!
Because he also has 2020s.
I didn't. What did he sneak in the 2020s?
Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah, he did do Indie, and I didn't think they were going to get him. And I completely forgot.
He might have, no, probably not West Side Story. I'd assume that's all stuff that was already made.
Right. Because what was it in the 60s that he was nominated for?
No idea. But
Because I know
I know
70s.
it's,
70s is obviously Star Wars. 80s is everything.
yeah.
90s, there's so much to be done in the 90s. 2000s and the 10s are kind of obvious stuff.
Let's see. 60s.
It's an interesting one nonetheless.
Yeah, I remember seeing that couple
Seven
of weeks ago.
straight fucking decades is wild. That's
And
why he's my boy. I fucking love John Williams.
I think it's almost 50 nominations now.
Holy shit.
So he was nominated for Best Music Scoring of Music Adaptation or Treatment for Valley of the Dolls in 68.
He snuck in there at the end of the decade because I knew he was doing mostly TV work in the 50s and 60s.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 70s, he starts dominating shit. It's wild.
He has actually three nominations in the
What
2020s.
are they?
Technically speaking, Rise of Skywalker, which I would consider
That's
2019,
a 19. That's a tens.
but by most people always say it the year that the awards take place.
No, that's stupid. It's
The,
for the previous year.
I agree. It annoys me. The Fablemans and Indy.
Okay. Because I was going to say, it bothers me because good friend of the show, he did a bunch of my football podcasts back in the day when we had the Onetta football show. Brandon Hollings. We always get into this, and he's never mad about it. We never get into an actual argument, but he always remembers the calendar year the Super Bowls won. But I'm like, no, it's the 80, because he always remembers like the Giants won in 87. I'm like, yeah, but it was the 86 season. They won for the 86 season,
Yeah, but for sports, most people go 86, 87.
but not for football because it's almost all of the real year outside of 1 week happens in there. Playoffs are in the next year. We're like,
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
whereas
I'm
like
thinking of soccer.
basketball is a true 26, 25, 26 because it's split between 2 years.
Yeah. And yeah, football everywhere else
Yeah,
is played 9 months of the year.
right. Where baseball is the only one that's truly just in 1 year. And frankly, That's another thing I want to get into in another show. I don't know what show to do. Is how we fix baseball. How many
I
games
have
should baseball
no
have?
thought on baseball.
What are you talking about? You have plenty of thoughts on baseball all the time. As you hung your head out the windows and screamed at people for funsies to entertain yourself as a child.
Yes.
All right, that's going to do it here, folks, for the Oscars episode. If you're on Twitch, stay with us. We got some more tournament stuff to talk about. However, if you are part of our Spotify or YouTube audience, highly recommend you go check out. The Oscars tier list is also coming out this week. It may be up by now, it may not be, but Dylan is stack ranked every single Best Picture winner in history, which 97 movies on that bad boy, and we went through and did every single one of them. So, also be kind to the editing because it was a bit of a bitch to record that one. So, the editing might not be the greatest on that one either. But nonetheless, stack ranking is there. You can see Dylan's entire stack ranking. That's going to be exclusive to those Davies Boys on the those Davies Boys YouTube channel. Beyond that, go check out the rest of the Wisco Movie Watchers podcast. If you want more Oscar talk, we did the last 25 years previous to last year. We did 25 years of Oscar history. We started in 1994, I want to say.
Yep.
So we did 94 all the way through 2003. Because then
Think so.
the 24 awards that happened in 25
Yeah.
occurred after we did that. But we did 25 years of Oscar history, revisions, things that we think would be there. So it's all up there on the archives on those Davies Boys YouTube channel. But stay tuned for more of the best franchise, greatest film franchise tournament coming your way. It's all these episodes are being released on a weekly basis. And Dylan and I are about to record the first true round of competition. So
Mhm.
check that out. And go check out our sister channel, the Really Snappy Gaming channel, for awesome video game content. And it's also the host of us on Twitch. That'll do it, folks. Thank you so much for watching, lurking, listening, wherever you may be. It is appreciated. Take care of yourself. If you need help in this world, go get some help. Beyond anything, go watch a great movie for yourselves to enjoy your day. Peace, love, and hugs to you all.
I
Goodbye.